There is a cindery path down the garden, ending at a compost heap where eggshells gleamed, among leaves and grass clippings. Rags of plastic fluttered from sticks in a bed of cabbages. The girl picked her way daintily, her toes wincing against the cinders. A place in the country. One day she would have a place in the country, but not like this. Sometime, a little white house peeping over a hill, with a stream at the bottom of a crisp green lawn and an orchard with old apple trees and a brown pony. And she would walk in the long grass in this orchard in a straw hat with these two children, a boy and a girl. Children with fair, shiny hair like hers, and there'd be this man. She leaned over the fence and shouted, "Hey!" "What?" She brandished the box. He came up, dumping an armful of sticks. "What's this for, then?" She said, "Help yourself." He fished among the sweets, his fingers etched with dirt. "I did a job on your dad's car last week. That blue Escort's his, isn't it?" July I'll be starting full time, when old Bill retires, with day release at the Tech." She thought of oily workshop floors, of the fetid underside of cars. She couldn't stand the feel of dirt. If her hands were the least bit grubby, she would go and wash. A rim of grime under her nails could make her shudder. She said, "I don't know how you can, all that muck." He fished for another chocolate. "Nothing wrong with a bit of dirt." "What are you going to do then?" "Secretarial." Mem didn't mind so much. At home, her dad did things like unblocking the sink and cleaning the stove. Mum was the same as her. Just the feel of grease and stuff made her squirm. They couldn't either of them wear anything that had a stain or a spot. He said, "I don't go much on her." "Who?" He waved towards the cottage. "She's all right. What's wrong with her then?" He shrugged. "I don't know. The way she talks and that." "She lost her husband," said the girl, "in the war." She considered him across the fence, over a chasm. Mum said boys matured later in many ways. "There's a lot of people done that." She looked beyond him, into distances. "Tragic, actually. Well, I'll go back and get on. She says, can you see to her bins when you've got the sticks? She wants them carried down for the dustman." Mrs. Rutter watched her come in, glinting from the cushions. "That's a good girl. Put the tin back in the cupboard, dear." "What would you like me to do now?" "There's a little bit of my washing by the sink, just the personal things to rinse through. That would be ever so kind." The girl ran water into the basin. She measured the soap flakes. She squeezed the pastel nylons, the floating sinuous tights. "It's a lovely colour, that turquoise. My niece got me that last Christmas. Nightie and a little jacket to go. I was telling you about my wedding dress. The material came from Macy's, 8 yards. I cut it on the cross for the hang. Of course, I had a figure then." She heaved herself round in the chair. "You're a lovely shape, Sandra. You take care you stay that way." "I can get a spare tyre," the girl said, "if I'm not careful." Outside, the bin lids rattled. "I hope he's minding my edging. I've got lobelia planted all along out along that path. I love blue flowers. Oh, you should see the wood in the spring, with the bluebells. There's a place right far in where you get lots coming up still. I used to go in there picking every year before my legs started playing me up. Jugs and jugs of them, for the scent. Have you ever seen them?" The girl shook her head. She wrung out the clothes, gathered up the damp skein. "I'll put these on the line, shall I?" When she returned, the boy was bringing in the filled coal scuttle and the bundle of sticks. "That's it," said Mrs. Rutter. "Under the sink. That's where they go. You'll want to have a wash after that, won't you? Put the kettle on, Sandra. We'll top up the pot." The boy ran his hands under the tap. His shirt clung to his shoulder blades, damp with sweat. He looked over the bottles of detergent, the jug of parsley, the handful of flowers tucked into a coronation mug. He said, Is that the wood where the Germans, there was that German plane came down in the war? Don't start on that, said the girl. It always gives me the willies. What for? It's scary. The old woman reached forward and prodded the fire. Put a bit of coal on for me. There's a good boy. What's to be scared of? So it's over and done with, and good riddance to bad rubbish. It was there then. Shut up, said the girl. Were you here? Fill up my cup, dear. Fill up my cup up, dear, would you? I was here. Me and my sister Dot. She's dead now. 2 years. Heart. That was before she was married, of course. 1942, it was. Did you see it come down? She chuckled. I saw it come down, all right. What was it? Said the boy. Messerschmitt? How would I know that, dear? I don't know anything about aeroplanes. Anyway, it was all smashed up by the time I saw it. You couldn't have told t'other from which. The girl's hand hovered the teacup halfway to her mouth. She sipped, put it down. You saw it? Oh, I wouldn't have gone anywhere near. It would have been burning, said the boy. It had gone up in flames. There weren't any flames. It was just stuck there in the ground, end up, with mess everywhere. Drop my milk, dear, if you don't mind. The girl shuddered. I suppose they'd taken the bodies away by then.